Hello and welcome to yourlocalnote.com. Got another featured podcast this week, and we will be featuring Inner Temple, a grunge rock band from the area, and we're going to talk to Dustin from Inner Temple in just a few minutes. Just want to remind you, we are streaming 24/7. We got free apps, so just go to the App Store and type in YLN, download it for free, and you can take yourlocalnote.com with you anywhere you go. Don't forget about our weekly update that Mike does, a newsletter. Just send us an email at contact@yourlocalnote.com, and we'll send it out to you every single week. And, of course, the YLN update that we do on video. So we got all sorts of stuff to try to keep you informed on what's going on in the music scene here in the Philadelphia area. So right now, we'll kick this off. This is Inner Temple. The song is called Red, and this is yourlocalnote.com. The song is called Red from their self-titled EP, and it's Inner Temple. Joining us is Dustin from Inner Temple. Dustin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Dustin, let's start with how the band got together, and then we'll talk about the song Red and songwriting and things like that. So this band has not been around for a long time.
No, not at all.
Let's just get right into it then.
All right. Well, we've only been around for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Not even, actually. Not even 90 days. And we already have that EP out. And basically it all started, I went down to Florida for about a year.
Okay.
Things went wrong there. Mm-hmm. Relationship problems, all that.
Okay.
Came back. I've been in and out of bands my whole entire musical career. Punk bands, acoustic, and now onto what I always loved, which is grunge.
Okay.
Now, this band formed, it was originally with two of my friends who are in the band The Greater Victory.
Okay.
And they did the drums and the bass for it. Just kind of make some demos and everything, posted them up, got a good reaction, found on a local musical scene page on Facebook that the drummer, Keeyan Zimmerman, was looking to make like a Rage Against the Machine type band.
Okay.
And so I'm like, all right, we could flow with that. We did. He knew a bassist, and that was Inner Temple.
So Keeyan and Dan are people you basically just met.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I've known him for as long as the band's been together.
Okay. And so I take it then the songs were all written by you.
Yeah.
All right. And they liked what you had. And everything just fell into place.
Right.
All right. Let's then go to the first song, Red. What is that song about?
Red is basically getting to where you think you need to be, but yet it's not where you need to be at all.
Okay.
It's reaching for that little flag on top of the Mario thing, but you can't jump high enough.
Okay.
If that makes any sense at all.
It does. It does. I mean, it's a story about life.
It is. It really is.
You know, you're constantly striving, whether it's a personal goal or whether it's a professional goal. You're always trying to strive and trying to improve yourself. So, no, I get that. An old man like me gets it. So, anyway, so we got Keeyan and Dan. They're not here.
Right.
Okay. So how old are these songs that you have for this EP? I mean, are these songs that you've had for a while, or were they pre-written before Dan and Keeyan got together, or at the same time?
Actually, Red and Taste were written about a year ago.
Okay.
The rest of them's all fresh.
Okay.
Just right before the band started. Father, Life Sport, and End Song, when I had gotten back from Florida, I was with my friends, Chris and Matt, who were in the Greater Victory, who helped put the demos together. Okay. And I was basically sleeping on their couch for 2 weeks. Okay. I didn't want to go home. You know, I needed somebody around me. I had gotten there, and all of a sudden, I just started writing these songs. And so when we played a show there, because they do house shows, it's so weird to be looking at that couch. Okay. That's where those songs are written.
Oh, sitting on the couch.
Right.
Okay, you're gonna have to take a picture of that couch. Yeah, and at some point, that's going to be an album cover sometime.
Oh, exactly.
In the future, that's pretty cool.
Call it Couch Potato.
So, are you the sole songwriter? For Inner Temple?
Yep. Okay. I mean, I told the guys I'm always open if they want to throw me something. But for me, I feel I do the vocals and the guitar. Right. I feel that I add my own flavor to it, and they add their own flavor. I'll never tell them how a beat should go. I'll never tell them how the bass should sound. That's just what they want to do. So there's so much going on in one song with only 3 people. So they interpret what you want from the song, and you allow them to do that. You don't say, "Hey, this is what I'm doing." You just play the song and say, "Here's a song I have, and let's go with it." They have creative control of their own instruments. Okay, and that's just the way I do my band. Now, did they record the EP with you? Yes. Okay. Yep. That's all them right there. Okay, so it's all Inner Temple. It's not the guys from Great Victory. No. Actually, this was all recorded at the drummer's house. Oh, okay. So it was Keeyan's house. Okay, he's got a studio there. Yeah, as DIY as you can get. So,
where are some places you use to record vocals or drums or anything?
Other places?
Unique? Well, no, not. I mean, like the closet in his house, or like the bathroom, or
in the barn. In the barn. Okay. In the barn. We're from Pennsylvania. You know, got to keep it grunge. In the barn.
Very cool. What are some of your influences that you bring to this grunge band?
Surprisingly, but not surprisingly, The Doors. Yeah. Jim Morrison. His just his, I think more so his mindset, just his philosophy. And also would be Alice in Chains, more on the their guitar side. Pearl Jam. Let me think of another, and like an undertone of the attitude of Johnny Cash.
I was wondering. I saw that on Facebook, and I was wondering if you were going to mention that. I saw the bands that you had listed that were influential, that influenced you, and I'm like, okay, this makes sense. I get it. And then all of a sudden, I see Johnny Cash, and I'm like, okay, I gotta ask you, how does Johnny Cash influence you?
His attitude.
Just the way he approached life.
Just the attitude. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of the Jim Morrison-esque, why I'm attracted to Jim Morrison as a musician is kind of the same reason I'm attracted to Cash.
Just the way they approach their music.
Exactly. You know, Johnny Cash always wore black because he never knew when he was going to die. That's just the way it is. You know, that's rock and roll, man.
Yeah, no, and he is a person that did influence a lot of people. It was more his attitude
right.
And his style than specifically his music.
Right.
I mean, he did what he thought was the right thing to do. Did you ever see the movie Walk the Line?
Oh, I love it.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty cool movie.
What about Keeyan and Dan do you think clicked with you in your music, your writing style, that you allow them to do their own thing for these songs?
Because they just feed off of my emotions so well. They can feel anger in a song. They can feel sadness in a song. My drummer, Keeyan, is the best drummer I've ever worked with. I mean, he can, you know, he's the local version of Dave Grohl. You know, I mean, he can just run laps around a lot of the local drummers. And, you know, I don't want to, you know,
Don't upset anybody.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, in my opinion, he's the best drummer I've ever seen. You know, other than big act drummers that. And Dan is a great bassist. I mean, I'll play one chord and he's on it. He's already walking that bass. And you know, I'm open to their ideas. They're open to mine. We never say we can't do something. We'll try it out. We're very experimental too. You know,
so you have the same philosophies then as you approach music, which is probably the key thing. Doesn't matter how much you know a person, but if your philosophies are the same, then it should click pretty well.
Right.
Are their influences pretty similar to yours as far as grunge is concerned, or are they all over the place?
In a way, you know, I know Keeyan, he can play a lot of instruments, as can I, and he will be playing. He sent me a sample of him playing a Stone Temple Pilots song, and so I'm like, all right. So they're more on the scale of heavier music, but I think that's what gives the band a different level. You know, it's definitely heavier grunge. It's more of your Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, not so much your Nirvana or Pearl Jam, but you can still feel all the influences no matter what. And I just feel like they bring a heaviness to make this grunge sound so heavy.
Right. Okay, let's go to the second song. It's going to be Father, and all these songs are on this EP, your Inner Temple EP, self-titled. Tell us about that song, Father, before we listen.
It's actually, on a more serious note with everything, it's actually about my father, who was an alcoholic, and we never really clicked with each other. Never saw eye to eye. You know, we could never really get things right. Now that things are getting a little bit more serious on his end, you know, we've actually thought about not playing that song live anymore.
Why?
Because he's not in really good shape right now.
Okay.
And we put things on the back burner with each other.
But I mean, this is part of your life. And,
exactly.
You know, so I guess my question is, and I'm just asking this for just a conversation, I guess, is since you were influenced by this to write about it, why would you take it away?
And that's exactly what we talked about the other day at practice when we were practicing with each other. You know, I had brought it up and you know, Keeyan had said to me, he's like, that's one of the songs that people most relate to. A lot of people have alcoholic fathers.
Sure.
And so we agreed that we would keep playing it live. It was kind of a thought for a minute that I wanted to not touch it. Because every band has that song that they just don't want to play live anymore. Right,
got it.
But like I said, it was just a thought. But we are going to keep continuing playing it.
Very cool.
All right. And is this just a song about the situation? Is it a message to your father? How is it written?
It's written as a message. Right. You know, it starts off as "Oh Dear Dad," kind of like you're writing a note, and that's kind of what actually writing the lyrics. When I was writing the lyrics, it looked like a note. You know, it had the same spacing and everything. You know, the correct paragraph format, the correct punctuation. That's not usually how you write lyrics.
Yeah.
but that's how this was written.
Has he listened to the song?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I gave him an EP, but I never heard anything about that song.
Okay, we're talking with Dustin from Inner Temple, and the song we're about to play is called Father. You're listening to yourlocalnote.com. That is Father. They are Inner Temple, and you're listening to yourlocalnote.com. We have Dustin in studio here. Tell us about the writing process for these songs. Do you mainly write from experience? Do you tell stories? Is it one way, or is it a bunch of different ways?
It's from experience. Everything's from experience. But I've always wanted to write an album, which is a whole story. From first song to last song. It's like, this is the beginning of the story, this is the end of the story. But I just haven't been able to master that yet, because I have so many different experiences in my life.
Sure. Right.
And so much different things to talk about. I don't feel like I could go with a story.
Okay. Can you go with a theme then?
Yeah.
All right. With that, with saying that, with grunge, I think, we've talked to a whole bunch of people, and it's always fascinating, as far as I'm concerned, just how people approach their songwriting process. And some bands, it's a team effort. Some bands, it's just one person and they take care of everything. Some people like to write stories. Some people, it's got to be something they experienced. And I think with grunge, and we touched on this before we actually even started recording, grunge more so than most other genres, I think the listeners, the fans, and the band need to connect.
Right.
So writing would almost be a prerequisite, has to be a personal experience that you're sharing.
It does. You know, I can't feel music which is written about something that someone's never experienced. I can't connect with a lot of today's music because I've never experienced, going to clubs on weekends.
Right.
Having 20 women with me. I
haven't?
Yeah. I haven't experienced that either. So,
I can't experience blowing loads of money somewhere.
Right.
I've never done it. Maybe people that go to the clubs know it. I don't. On the weekends, I'm with the band, sitting there on the couch.
Working.
Exactly.
Is there a certain place that the inspiration hits you to write a song, or can you sit down and start writing on demand? How does that work?
I will never force myself to write.
Okay.
I've never forced myself to write.
So it's wherever you are and it hits you, you got to stop and start writing.
The songbook comes with me. Wherever I go, it's there. So yeah, I can be anywhere, and if something hits, there it is. And once I start writing, I can't stop.
Okay.
Actually, some of the songs, I believe, Life Support and End Song came on the same day.
Really?
Right.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah. That's a good problem to have. You can't stop, and you have all these stories that you want to. That's a good problem to have when you're writing music.
Exactly.
So you're brand new. You're not even 90 days old, and you already have this EP out. What's your next step with music, with all this, all this in your head, all these stories in your head?
Actually, I know we're still a baby, we're still a young baby, but we're actually in December working on a full-length album already. Yeah. And
so you have all those songs written?
We have 7.
7 songs written?
Yeah.
Have you even started recording them?
December we start.
Oh, you start in December. So have you thrown the ideas or the songs already to Dan and Keeyan? Have they an idea what they're going to be up against?
They love it.
Okay.
But I will say it's a lot darker. It's a lot darker.
Really?
It's a lot darker.
And is this pulling from your Florida experience?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot darker. I believe every song's about that has so far been written is about that. We're working on that full length in December. Right now, we're just taking care of the interview today.
Mm-hmm. So all these songs that you have worked on, and you did touch on the fact that you record at Keeyan's.
Right.
You're going to record there again?
Yeah.
And it's just the 3 of you that do this.
Yes.
So it's very DIY.
DIY. Do it yourself. Do it again. No, just kidding.
Letters, they confuse me. So, do you have anybody else outside the band that sometimes, because you do have friends that are in other bands, do you sometimes throw ideas by them and say, hey, what do you think of this? Just to get a different ear?
We do. Actually, we've been talking with the Greater Victory for, doing like a collaboration type thing.
Okay.
With Chris Castillo, the vocalist, and have me in there as another vocalist.
Okay.
It's just, I think music has lost that. Everybody likes to stick to their own band now.
Sure.
And I'm sure you guys may remember Temple of the Dog, which had Chris Cornell and Eddie Vedder and all them in there.
Great song.
Yeah. And the problem is everyone wants to stick to their own band now. There's no more branching out and doing stuff with other bands. At the end of the day, I'm always coming back to Inner Temple.
Right. Yes. And that's fine. And then the thing with Chris and
Eddie
Vedder, they complemented each other so well on that song.
Right.
And that's not very common.
Mm-mm.
So I think that's why that works.
Mm-hmm.
And you listen to that song. Was it I'm going hungry?
Hunger Strike.
Yep.
Yeah. It just melted together.
Oh, yeah. Eddie with the awesome lows.
Right.
Chris with the crazy highs.
Right. And they just went back and forth. I have to say that's one of the few songs that I always listen to when it's played on the radio, because it's not played very often, but I'll listen to that. There are other songs that I like, but I'm just tired of them. Mm-hmm. For some reason, I can't tire of that song. And that's a good point there. So, that doesn't happen, but maybe because it's just, it just doesn't work.
Right.
So,
like I said, it's just an idea, something to throw around, make a demo, maybe never even put it out.
It's got to be pretty exciting with 2 new members of the band because everything is brand new and it's the first that you're working with them on different things, and the level of respect. It seems like that clicked right away.
Oh yeah.
So. Were you aware of Keeyan's background as far as recording before he became part of the band?
Not at all. Not at all.
So that was just a bonus.
It wasn't like, oh, this guy can record. Let's hit him up.
Right.
No, it was just he had some stuff on YouTube, and it was just really good. He had covers. It was just really good. And I'm like, I need to talk to this guy. And so we talked and sent him a few of my demos, which we had previously made, and that was it.
Okay. Let's go to song number 3, Life Support. Let's go through it. How was this something that just, you jumped, hit right into it? And again, you mentioned before, once you start writing, you can't stop. So if you ever, as you're writing a song, do you ever get to the point where it's like, okay, I can't finish this, so you just throw it away and you never go back to it?
I try and always finish what I write.
Okay.
Try is the big word.
Okay.
There are songs like that though. It sounds good in your head, but then you're like,
But you complete it and then go back to tweak it.
Right. What happens is like a new song that I had just written, which got written this morning. I had like a different guitar pattern to it, but then I came back to it today. And it's the same lyrics, but now with a different guitar pattern.
Okay. All right. I get that. All right. Let's get back to Life Support. What is that about?
Relationship.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. Not forcing somebody to do something that you wouldn't do.
All right.
When somebody wants to call it.
All right, very good. The song is called Life Support. We're hanging with Dustin from Inner Temple, and this is yourlocalnote.com.
I can force you to do anything I can't do, I won't I can keep you under my wing. I want you.
The song is called Life Support. It's Inner Temple that is hanging with us on yourlocalnote.com. It's actually Dustin from Inner Temple. Keeyan and Dan not here, but we want to give them a big shout out and wish they were here. All right, let's get to where people can find your music.
Okay. You can find us on Facebook. You can find anything on Facebook.
Right.
You go to Inner Temple, just Inner Temple. The actual address is facebook.com/InnerTemplePA.
Okay.
You can also go on YouTube, Inner Temple.
All right. Where can people download or buy your EP?
All the links are on the YouTube page.
Okay.
All the links are also on the Facebook page. But the main place where it is downloaded is Bandcamp. So it's innertemple.bandcamp.com.
All right. Twitter? You guys on Twitter?
No.
Okay.
Is that a stance you're taking? The way you said that, like, no.
I'm not mainstream, man. No. It's just, I don't know. I feel like everybody that's on Twitter is on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So there's really no
reason to do.
Right.
Okay.
Well, if I would say Facebook recently, maybe not so recently, maybe the last year or two, makes it harder for bands, for pages to get seen. Whereas Twitter, I think as long as you have a subscriber, it's going to show up on your feed. With Facebook, you got to jump through hoops to get people to see your page. So that would be my only argument about Facebook.
Well, I mean, we obviously do both, and we'll stay on top of all the different social medias. That's part of what we have to do with the website that we're doing. But at the same time, I think we have to keep an eye on what's going on with Facebook, because really, the fastest growing demo with Facebook is like 60 plus.
Yeah.
So when that happens,
you got to go the other way.
When the younger people say, "Okay, mom and dad are on Facebook," yeah, it's time to leave. Type of stuff, and it's kind of interesting. I read an article about Snapchat, which is something a lot of younger people are doing. But there's a problem, because what they were doing, the reason they went to Snapchat is because you can send a picture and it's supposed to disappear.
Yeah.
That ain't the case.
Unless you take a screenshot.
Exactly. And this is what's going on. People thought, okay, I'll send it. Oh, look at my boobs. And they send it. Well, and they think it's gone, and it's not.
There's a lot of females who sent me some of the screenshots I sent them, and they want it autographed. So I'm kidding.
I thought you said you couldn't relate to being with 20 girls at the same time. Right?
Oh, I never said I couldn't message them.
We're not actually in the same place. I get
it. That's funny. But social media is going to be changing constantly, and that is an issue that I know we're you're working at. You have to work at it. It's got to be part of it. YouTube is something that's important.
Oh yeah.
Facebook, even though the fastest growing group is an older group, it's still so big you can't ignore it. And same with Twitter.
Yeah. It's the problem I'm really having though lately is on YouTube. YouTube has changed their format. And as a band, for me personally, I like to interact with my fans as much as possible.
Right.
And there will be some, I guess if you don't have like a Google account, you cannot reply back to them. It won't let you reply. Really? So when people tell me or the whole band how much they can relate, I can't say thank you. I don't want to be that band.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to get a Google account.
Well, actually, they will. I have one. I had to get one to get a YouTube account now.
Yeah. It's all owned by Google.
Yeah. But the ones who didn't have it before YouTube went to Google,
right?
They don't need one. So I can't interact with them. They can comment, and I can personally message them, but I can't leave a reply, like right below their own thing.
Right.
And we... At least I don't know about the other guys, but I as the lead guy of the band, I want to be the one who's like, I really appreciate it, because I do.
Well, yes, that's one thing, but it's also extremely important to touch your fans.
Oh yeah.
To let them know, hey, we hear what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
That's how you build.
Exactly.
A listenership, a fan base that will follow you wherever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the important thing. Sometimes I think bands don't get that, and I think they hurt themselves in the long run. The bands that have the staying power are the bands that understand and treat their fans really well.
Oh yeah. Fans will add me, my personal Facebook account. they'll talk to me for hours, and I'm okay with that.
It's good. It's a good thing to do. It's good PR.
Yeah.
But it's
Now you're making me look like I'm just shilling something. I like my fans.
I didn't mean to make you look bad. I was just saying that it's good to do, and it's very solid that you do something like that because they remember that.
Yeah.
And they will, as you progress and as you grow, they'll hold on to that, which is very cool.
Yeah,
and it helps you in the long run.
Yeah, it's got to be good motivation to to continue making music.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a very young band. What's some of the better feedback that you've been hearing for this EP?
Today, a guy from Canada. Now, we have fans all over the world, which is crazy for a small band.
Interwebs.
Yeah. Best, worst thing ever. I got a message today from a guy from Canada talking about the song Father, and he's like, I got to tell you, I can relate so much to that. I started breaking down listening to it. And to know that you had that much emotional pull on somebody.
That's awesome.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's humbling is what it is.
Yes. It's humbling. Some people aren't humbled by it and you want to stay away from them. But yeah, it's absolutely humbling. I mean, even when we're doing this or when I'm on the radio and someone says that they listen to me, it's a very, very humbling experience.
Oh, yeah.
That a person would take the time to listen to what you have to say.
Yeah.
So I get that. It's
It
cool.
is.
It's a cool experience, but yeah, it's humbling and can be scary at times.
Yeah, I've always seen music as, if I went to the doctor and told him my problems, they'd push medicine on me like crazy. But in music, these people give me such understanding.
Right.
Like, I've been there, you help me through this,
Okay.
It's crazy.
Very good. Shows. What do you got coming up?
We have one that we're working on in December right now.
Okay, so when you get the exact date, you'll let us know so we can put it up on the site.
Yep.
Excellent. That sounds very good.
Okay, the final song is the last song on the EP.
Right.
It's called End Song. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's a great title, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great way to
title
end.
for the last one. Actually, this one is probably the most hard-hitting song, as in the weight, the heaviness of it.
Okay.
You can actually hear the bass in this song, and a lot of songs, unfortunately, they've lost the bass. We distorted the bass in this. It is, the heaviest, grungiest song on the album, and what it's about is just an ending to things. It could be you can use it in anything. It's an ending to
getting closure.
Yeah, at least trying to find it
to a phase of your life.
Right.
And then that ending means there's a beginning someplace else.
It's closing that door.
Right.
That's hard to close, but you have to close it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Dustin, thanks so much for coming in and talking to us and introducing us to Inner Temple.
Oh, well, thank you.
No problem. It's facebook.com, Inner Temple PA.
Yes.
And then also your Bandcamp, which we have linked on our artist page as well. You can listen to the EP and download it. Is there a price on that, or is it?
You can honestly pay what you want for it. But on the upcoming album, we actually just got signed by Contorted Records.
Nice.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you. They're actually based in France.
Okay.
And the good thing is the guy is actually originally from PA.
Oh, okay.
So he'll be coming back over here in June. So it'll be ran in France and in the U.S.
Nice.
So that will have a price tag on it, which we want to keep it low.
Okay.
We really want to keep it low.
And you'll still record it here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. All right. Thanks again, Dustin. We've been talking with Inner Temple. They have an EP out right now, and we're going to end the podcast with End Song. Let me remind you, we're going to have another podcast posted next Monday, and send us an email. Send it to contact@yourlocalnote.com. You can get subscribed to the newsletter that way. Check out our concert calendar, too, so you can see all these bands live in an area near you. We have Inner Temple. We're closing it out with End Song here on yourlocalnote.com.